This is Melissa Etheridge, and you're watching Tinseltown's Queer.
I'm interviewed a lot nowadays by writers who want to know, where did this spirit come from? How did I do that? And then when they learn that I only worked 3¼ years in a lifetime for pay, the next question is, how, and I'm not wealthy, never was, how did I support myself? And oddly enough, the third question is, did I believe it would last? Yeah, here we are in this studio here today, these 40 years later, reaching all those people out there. Yes, it lasted.
You're 77 years old, born in 1919.
Yes.
And for historical purposes, let's just throw it out that this show is happening on March 1st, 1997.
Yes.
Hello, everybody. Nicholas Snow here, your favorite Promo Homo. This is PromoHomo.TV, and in particular, my series, Notes from Hollywood, profiling people passionately pursuing professions in the entertainment industry. The topic of my show today, Morris Kight, is an amazing trailblazer, a gay civil rights icon, right up there with Harvey Milk. And he certainly wasn't in the entertainment industry, but I began my multimedia activism in a public access television studio April 28th, 1993. The interview that I'm featuring today was conducted, and I did the math, 27 years, 10 months, and 4 days ago, Saturday, March 1st, 1997, in the Century Cable Public Access Studio in Santa Monica, California. I'm honored to broadcast again for the first time anywhere the restored and preserved version, just ahead of the use of some of this footage in a new documentary, Morris Kight, A Call for Justice, being made, quote, to remember, to honor, and to continue the revolution. Congratulations to my friends, the documentary's producer and director team, Nancy Cohen and Billy Clift, who will be on the show in the future to discuss the documentary and the legacy of Morris Kight. So in the opening footage, I am 35 years old. And as I come to you now, which is approximately, as I said, 27 years, 10 months, and 4 days later, I am 63 and about 4 months. 63 years old, 4 months, and 1 day. So it's an amazing show coming up for you. And I also just want you to be on the lookout for the documentary, Morris Kight, A Call for Justice. And this particular footage is included in a documentary that I made called Tinseltown's Queer, 30 Years Later. And in just a moment, I'm going to show you the trailer of that documentary, which has some jaw-dropping footage in it. On the poster, if you look closer, you're going to see Drew Carey, Hugh Hefner, Christine Baranski, Maxine Waters, my good friends Matt Scalarud and Fabrice Descendo, and more. So, but first, I want to thank one of my brand new media partners, the Palm Springs Post, here locally in Palm Springs. They're helping to cross-promote my show, and I share their work. And yesterday, they sent out a wonderful blurb about me and my show to their 18,000 plus subscribers to their daily brief. So here's a little bit about them.
PromoHomo.TV is proud to partner with the Palm Springs Post, offering locally owned neighborhood news. For a complete rundown of Palm Springs news and events delivered each day to your inbox, make sure to subscribe to the Palm Springs Post's daily briefing email at thepalmspringspost.com. And be sure to check out their sister publication, The Indio Post. You can subscribe at theindiopost.com.
And we're back here in the studio. So I've been out of the closet and in the media in one way or another for 40 years. And I've basically been self-financed as a multimedia entertainment activist. And right now I put my disability income, I am disabled now, into the production of this show. And I really do rely on your support. So if you sign up at my Patreon page for as little as $3 a month, in the fourth month of your support, you'll get this fabulous bumper sticker. And the colors all peel off from the white, and so it really pops on your car. I have 4 on my car. If you pledge $10 a month or more by the end of 2025, then as long as you maintain that pledge, your name will be in the closing credits. But that benefit goes away at the $10 level after 2025. If you pledge $25 a month or more at any time, your name will always be in the closing credits as long as you maintain your pledge. And I don't want to wait until the closing credits to give a shout out to the people that helped me, because literally I couldn't be doing this without them. So let's take a look at their names right now.
I'll be your light. Be your light. I'll be your light. If it gets too dark, I am running for you. If it gets too dark, I'll be your light. I'll be your light. If it gets too dark, I'll be your light. I'll be your light. Your light. I'll be your light. If it gets too dark, I'll be your light.
So thanks to all of them. And you can like and subscribe to my YouTube channel for free. Most viewers of my show watch it after the fact, but the reason I've been showing up every day at 10 a.m. live, and this is the 26th day in a row in this current run of programming, is because I really want to engage you, my live audience. And when you're watching live, you can comment and I can curate your remarks right into the screen. So, as promised, I want to, before I get to the Morris Kight exclusive interview later in the show, I want to play the trailer of Tinseltown's Queer 30 Years Later, which is revisiting my amazing journey as a gay television pioneer in Los Angeles in the 1990s. And I'm amazed when I see this footage, so maybe you will be too. Let's watch it now.
This is Melissa Etheridge, and you're watching Tinseltown's Queer.
Oh dear, the Tinseltown Queer.
Are we rolling?
I want my queer TV.
Hi, I'm Drew Carey, and I want my queer TV. We want our queer TV.
I am Christina Applegate, and I want my queer TV.
I am Katie Segal, and you are watching Tinseltown's Queer from the Playboy Mansion. I mean, how cool is that?
It's very cool.
We're at the Playboy Mansion.
Well, welcome.
I refer to my show lovingly as a Queen's version of Larry King because it's a timely show with timely guests, and I often have viewer call in.
On cable access, I flipped around and seen it.
Oh, well, that's cool. I've seen your show, too.
But I know of you, at least.
Oh, well, that's so cool.
It's great for a cable access show.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Camera and everything, that's really cool.
Well, thank you.
Hi, I'm the lovely Carol, real girl, and you're watching Tinseltown's Queer. Oh,
That's me.
There he is. Oh, you big old queer. And I meant that only in the nicest of ways.
You're watching Tinseltown's Queer.
Hi, this is Cassandra Peterson, sometimes known as Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, and I always watch the Tinseltown Queer.
Hi,
I'm Brenda Vaccaro, and you're watching Tinseltown's Queer.
This is Christina Applegate, and you are watching Tinseltown's Queer.
Hi, we're the Chanel twins, and you're watching Tinseltown Queer. Don't go away.
I've been somewhat of an activist. Over the years, I figured out that as much as I'm interested in being successful in Hollywood, what really is important to me is using my body as a vessel, an instrument of communication to express whatever glimpses of truth that I might grasp, and to listen to you and to whatever glimpses of truth that you have grasped. Because as we share those glimpses with one another, we elevate consciousness. We decrease ignorance, and we make the world a better place. And today on the show, I'm very proud to feature the co-chairs of the Black, Gay, and Lesbian Leadership Forum. I have Valerie Wagner on the show. Welcome, Valerie.
Thank you.
And Gregory May. Welcome to the show. Here with Sheila James Kuehl in the home stretch of her historic campaign. How does it feel?
Feels wonderful. I've gotten so much wonderful support, and the community is very proud.
I've had the opportunity to meet wonderful people in my day, and Marlon Brando for one, but I have never been so awestruck as to sit next to Quentin Crisp. Welcome, Quentin. It's really a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you.
Salim, happy Gay Pride.
Thank you. We are promoting for the peace between the Jewish and the Palestinians.
Yeah, here we are in this studio here today, these 40 years later, reaching all those people out there. Yes, it lasted.
Around a lot of people I know who are closeted gay actors, they want to come out, they're afraid to, but the people around them, their publicists, their managers are saying, don't, you can't, don't do it. We're talking about top people. But you're doing it the other way around. You're coming out first, and then you're trying to get into the industry.
Well,
it's going to be harder.
I don't think so. I think it's going to be easy.
Excuse me, are you the queen? I have to guess the queen. Are you queer or are you gay? What are you now? What are we? We have to redefine ourselves. Are we codependents or alcoholics? Are we tops or bottom? Butches or femmes? Queer or gay? How many T-shirts can we own?
I don't know. I own a few. What's your favorite?
What's my favorite? Butch enough.
As you saw in the opening credits, this is Stonewall, 25 Years of Queers. And actually, I'm Nicholas Snow, the Tinseltown Queer, and we're in your face about Stonewall 25. The beauty within your soul. In a way, we are great leaders on the planet, helping to create a new vision and a new frontier.
I don't mean this in any sort of egomaniacal way, but I just, I think about the life that I've lived and the fact that I was inspired to live this life because of the people that I was losing in my late teens and early 20s, in the early 80s. At the beginning of what would become the HIV and AIDS epidemic, I was really taught the value of my life force and my own voice, and I became committed to sharing it fiercely. Since then, 40 years later, once again, I can't do it without your support. So I invite your support. I'm excited that I really get to collaborate with media partners and with sponsors, and that I, as a media platform, can spotlight others and the good work that they do, not only in the editorial programming, but in my commercials. And I try to make them entertaining and informative like this.
I'm Nicholas Snow, and I'd like to thank Willie Ryan and John Pascal, owners of 849 Restaurant and Lounge, for their support of PromoHomo.TV from the beginning. I was honored to work at the restaurant the first 4 years they were open, during which time I was inspired to write this. At 849 Restaurant and Lounge, sitting in the lounge area at a high top with a view of the Grand Corridor, the main dining area, is truly like starring in one play while simultaneously watching another, both with fabulous scenery and lighting, a gorgeous cast, fascinating characters, and exciting plot twists, complete with movie stars and paparazzi, not to mention fabulous eats. I call it reality dinner theater. See and be seen while starring in your own scene. Perhaps we'll have a scene together. Make your reservations at 849.com.
Hi, it's Brad Furr, a proud media sponsor of PromoHomo.TV, and I'm the owner of K-Gay Palm Springs and Gay Desert Guide. We just wanted to say thank you and thanks to Nicholas Snow for what he does. K-Gay Radio is a worldwide streaming service of great dance hits that you can listen to anywhere, anytime. And when you're planning your visit to Greater Palm Springs, use gaydesertguide.lgbt.
Ask your smart speaker to play KGAY.
Hi, my name is Matt Scalarude, president of Pink Media, and a very proud and long-term supporter of PromoHomo.TV. And so at Pink Media, we've been working with companies large and small, including destinations such as this, to kind of help them target and reach the LGBT community online. And so we've been doing this for almost 30 years. And what's more important is that, it started out with banner ads and email campaigns, and now we've morphed into social media and video, and it's all about storytelling. So if you have a story and a message that you'd like to get out to a very targeted yet broad audience online, reaching the LGBT community, give us a call or reach us at www.pinkmedia.lgbt. Thanks.
The LGBTQ Community Center of the Desert is the only Coachella Valley organization dedicated to meeting the diverse needs of all LGBTQ+ individuals. From our Palm Springs McDonald Wright Building to the Center Coachella, the Scott Hines Behavioral Health Clinic, and the Community Food Bank, our mission comes to life by making meaningful connections to resources and to community that contribute to LGBTQ+ people's health and happiness. For more information, visit thecentercv.org.
And I want to welcome my live audience. I can see that you're watching live, and this will rebroadcast and be available on demand in perpetuity. So if you look at the very bottom of the poster on your screen in the middle, you'll see all this long, amazingly curly hair. And this is actually a tame. My hair is naturally really, really curly, and anytime you see me without really curly hair, it's because I've kind of straightened it out while it's drying. So my documentary is available in its entirety for folks who join my YouTube channel for as little as $2.99 a month. And the shortcut to that opportunity, this URL redirects to that documentary on YouTube where you can join, is tinseltownqueerdoc.com. And I just wanted to remind you, if you're tuning in now and not at the top of the show, that the footage that you're about to see, some of it will be featured in the new Morris Kight documentary from producer-director team Nancy Cohen and Billy Clift, called Morris Kight, A Call for Justice. And Mary Cherry wrote an amazing book about Morris, and at the time she sought me out about this footage, and I didn't have it digitized. I have almost 10 years of analog tape that desperately need to be digitized and saved. I managed to preserve some of them for my documentary. And the reason that I want to start getting this footage out in other ways is so you can realize how important the footage is. and help me preserve it. So there's a link to do that. I also am honored that I was interviewed for Morris Kight, A Call for Justice. I'm one of the talking heads that might be in the documentary. It's astounding to me that I would be asked to do that. But now, enough about all this conversation. I would like to take you back to a fully restored HD version of what was a 3/4-inch analog videotape in my interview with Morris Kight that happened in a Santa Monica Studios Century Cable public access TV studio on a Saturday morning. I don't remember if it was at 11 a.m. or at 11:30 a.m., and I'm going to tell you why. So the Saturday morning program on Century Cable Public Access was live, and they alternated the live broadcast between their Eagle Rock studio and their Century Cable studio. One of those broadcast at 11 a.m. consistently, and one of them broadcast at 11:30. So I don't remember if this was at one time or the other, but I do remember that it was in the Century Cable Public Access Studios. And here is the restored episode. I hope that you enjoy it.
Queer. Oh dear, the Tinseltown Queer.
Guess what, my dear? I'm the Tinseltown Queer, and Hollywood will never be the same. Yes, I'm the Tinseltown Queer, but have no fear. I don't even want to name your name, but join with me, we shall proclaim. That gay or straight, we're all alive. Hetero, bi, fag, or die. What's the secret all about? It's time to all come out. This industry transcends the globe, so the truth we must disrobe. Join with me, we shall unite and turn the darkness into light. We'll turn the darkness into light. We can turn the darkness into light. Let's turn the darkness into light.
Hello and welcome to Tinseltown's Queer, because it is, and so am I. How about you? If you are, you can come on my show as a guest and tell the world about it, because that is what this show is about. Providing a media platform to individuals and organizations that support the gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgendered civil rights movement. I'm Nicholas Snow, the Tinseltown Queer, and I refer to my show lovingly as a Queen's version of Larry King, because it's often live with viewer call-in and very significant, timely guests. I'm moved, honored, and very proud to present to you today one of the pioneers of the lesbian, gay, civil rights movement. With me today in the studio is Morris Kight. Morris, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. I'm delighted to be here.
I have to tell you, during the opening sequence of the show, when it said today's show, an interview with Morris Kight, gay hero, I'm almost moved to tears, because
So am I, because I find that terribly touching, and I've been at it a long time. I've been trying. I'm interviewed a lot nowadays by writers who want to know, where did this spirit come from? How did I do that? And then when they learn that I only worked 3¼ years in a lifetime for pay, the next question is, how, and I'm not wealthy, never was, how did I support myself? And oddly enough, the third question is, did I believe it would last? Yeah, here we are in this studio here today, these 40 years later, reaching all those people out there. Yes, it lasted.
You're 77 years old, born in 1919.
Yes.
And for historical purposes, let's just throw it out that this show is happening on March 1st, 1997.
Yes.
I just want to read some of the countless accomplishments. First of all, you describe yourself as a community organizer, and you've proven all this too. A feminist, a pacifist, a generalist, a universalist, social services organization founder, and of course, a lesbian and gay liberationist. Since 1980, you've been Commissioner of Human Relations for the County of Los Angeles. You're a past Vice President and President. You were the founder in 1965 of the Dow Action Committee, a founder in 1969 of the Gay Liberation Front in Los Angeles, the principal co-founder in May of 1971 of the Gay and Lesbian Community Services Center in Los Angeles, which today is the world's largest gay and lesbian organization.
The largest in the world.
And of course, you've been Grand Marshal of gay pride parades all over the country.
Yes, that's true.
And one of the most significant things among many that you did was you were the founder of the Stonewall 25 celebration in New York City.
I'm really proud of that. I went to Fort Lauderdale, Florida to attend an international conference, International Association of Gay and Lesbian Pride Event Coordinators, you know, a title like this. People, the good people who do these events all over, London, Berlin, and so on. I went in 1985 with a position paper, 6-page, I always write everything big, 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 6-page position paper to suggest that in the 25th anniversary of the Stone Uprising that we go back to New York. And that was adopted, and we worked at it for 9 years. And so on the 25th anniversary of the Stonewall Uprising, we marched in the streets of New York, and I floated above the street. My feet never touched the street. I felt that I was walking on sacred ground, that people had been there and had said something and done something which significantly changed the quality of our life. So I'm really proud of that credential. It's a good credential.
One of the things that you spoke about in your speech from the podium at Stonewall, one of the phrases that you used consistently is "never again." What are some of the things that you never want to see again?
I never want to see the fires. In the Inquisition in Europe, a church-sponsored event lasted for 150 years. Gay and lesbian persons were put on trial for heresy, for condemnation, and were put to the flame, put to fire. That was how we got the word faggot. It was throw another faggot on the fire. Faggot's a little scrap of fluff to create a fire. And a pyramid was created in the plaza, the center of the city, with women as the bottom of the pyramid because they were considered even less worthy than were we. And then gay men finished out the pyramid, and the whole thing was put to fire. Can you imagine? They were trying to burn our love, burn our lives. Never again can we allow that nonsense. The church has a place in society and should be honored, but the church should observe humanity. And we're very real, and we must be dealt with. So never again can we allow the fires to come. No more, no more.
Before we take a break and come back with some in-depth questions, I want you to talk about the McCadden collection and specifically the sign here, "Faggots Stay Out."
I have collected art my entire lifetime. In 1924, my mother, father, my sister, brother, and I went in the family sedan. We just bought a car a few weeks before. We were on the way up. Their cars were rare in 1924. We went to Fort Worth, Texas on some family business. And they parked the car along a little side street and went off on whatever business it was and left me alone. And I got out of the car, just, a tyke, and went into a couple of junk stores. And in one of them was a French steel engraving of the royal court and wanted $1 for it, and I gave him $1. I have the sliced idea of where a 4-year-old child in 1924 got $1, I had $1. And so I went next door to a second thrift shop, and they had a similar stylized steel engraving, and I bought it. And so when I came, my family came back and found me in the back seat admiring the 2 pieces, and they scolded me, saying, "How dare you spend money without our permission, and why do you want those?" and so on. So they're in the collection now, these many years later. I collected art all my life.
69 years later.
69. All these years later, they're in the collection.
Later.
I have been at some time a museum director. I was president of the New Mexico Art League. And during the time I was president of the Art League, Picasso, Pablo Picasso, being a socialist, was at the head of the list on the McCarthy era wipeout. And I brought an all Picasso show to tour the United States in
There's a new video, but the latest video,
the heart of the McCarthy era, I brought.
So you have a long history of
So I have no
collecting
idea
pieces.
all these years.
Fast forward into your involvement with the gay and lesbian liberation movement, and Barney's Beanery and this sign.
I've always hated that sign. It, to me, was like the colored waiting room only, which was so common in the South.
And where did you see the sign for the first time?
It was in Barney's Beanery over on Santa Monica Boulevard
Right.
in West Hollywood. I took visitors, gay and lesbian people would come and visit Mull over, and I would take them there, and they would say, "You're willing to put up with that?" So I don't have the strength to take it down. So in 1969, I founded the Gay Liberation Front, the third in the nation, New York, Berkeley, Los Angeles, in that order, the third out of the history. And the very first thing I suggested we do was to go to Barney's and retrieve that sign. And so we picketed, boycotted, did a sit-in, change-in 1970, in January 1970, and ultimately the owner of the place surrendered us. It is the #1 artifact of our oppression and our liberation.
Wasn't it surrendered after West Hollywood cityhood?
No.
In a ceremony?
No, and that's a terrible tragedy. We got the owner to agree that the sign would never reappear, that he would never discriminate against the hiring of lesbian and gay persons in personnel policy, and he would not discriminate against gay and lesbian persons in service. In 1984, the sign had reappeared, not the same sign, the sign, a replication had reappeared, and the city council went and took it down. And now the owner's proud of that. He's proud that he had that tacky sign up.
I went there. I was visiting my cousin who's in the entertainment industry. I'm from Arizona, so I was in LA visiting, and he lives in Laurel Canyon. We were hungry. It was late. He wanted to take me somewhere, and we went to Barney's Beanery, and we sat down in the booth, and I remember picking up a matchbook
which said "Faggots stay out."
Which said "Faggots stay out."
Yeah.
And here I am, you know, this young fag myself, sitting across the table from someone I hadn't come out to, looking at this matchbook. Anyway, we're going to take a break.
Right.
And when we come back, I want to get your thoughts and feelings about some significant issues that we face today.
Hi. Thank you.
We'll be back after this.
Hi, this is Melissa Etheridge, and you're watching Tinseltown's Queer.
And we're back. If you're just tuning in, you're watching Tinseltown's Queer. I'm Nicholas Snow, the Tinseltown Queer. I refer to my show as a Queen's version of Larry King. And today I'm very proud to have on the set with me today one of the heroes and founders of the gay and lesbian civil rights movement, Mr. Morris Kight. Welcome back, Morris.
Thank you.
Not that you went anywhere. I want you to talk about this wonderful portrait by Miguel
Angel Reyes. Miguel is a Latino Chicano man, enormously productive. He did the now famous murals at the corner of Argyle and Hollywood Boulevard, all around the corner, the MTA lot there, the murals of garden scenes, plants, drawings, and then portrait and garden scene, plant, drawing, portrait, called Amistades, friendship. And he honored me on my birthday, my 76th birthday, with this portrait. And then this is Ron Anderegg, Ron is also a very productive artist, a graduate of Chouinard Institute, and is these two folk are the curators of the Morris Kight collection, and Ron Anderegg is the other collector. The collection is a vast collection of art which is frequently exhibited. You saw it at Palm Springs, for example.
And I've seen it at the Christopher Street West celebration
every year
as well.
Every year it's shown and seen by thousands of people. It's a resource of our community, and they love it. It's just wild.
Your history, the facts and figures of who Morris Kight is, those things can be rediscovered through research. But you have thoughts and feelings and ideas that may not have ever shown up on pieces of paper. And so that's what I would like to explore during the remainder of the show.
Take them off.
One of the things that you said in preparation for the Stonewall 25 celebration is, this may be our last great chance to do something so great, so mystical, that everyone for the rest of their lives will be enchanted by it. Well, it was a monumental experience, but thankfully, you're still here. There's still a future, and there's still magic and mysticism ahead of us. What do you look forward to?
Let's pick up on that. I was suggesting that we internationalize our movement. Is the gene pool for lesbian and gay persons is precisely the same in Asia and Arabia and Europe and the United States and Latin America and Africa. It's the same. And so we need now to internationalize our community. We are our best friends. Nobody loves us as much as we love one another. And so we need to inculcate that love, that spirit of being. You see a brother, say, welcome, brother. Sit down and let's talk. You see a sister, sister, I love you. Sit down and let's talk. And so let me back up and tell you that Dr. Ben Spock, an old friend of mine, a brother pacifist, was on the way to the People's Republic of China in 1972, the first American delegation to go. And he said, what would you have me say to Mao Zedong? I said, I would have you ask him, how do they treat homosexuals in China? What about us? Are we organized? Are we part of the government? And so he, as the loyal friend that he was, asked Mao Zedong. And the Politburo, the People's Republic of China control group, were all staring at one another. What's he talking about? I don't know what you mean. He said, what do you mean? And he spelled out, and they said, there are no homosexuals in China. Well, where are we? Are we in prison? I think we are. Are we in concentration camps? I think we are. Are we being re-educated? I think we are. Or, worst of all, are we being totally suppressed? So I'm suggesting that there be a liberation movement in the People's Republic of China. There is one growing in Asia. I'm just suggesting that we...
So you have a global vision of our movement.
Absolutely, that we are everywhere.
Okay.
And that we need to recognize that.
All right. Do you believe silence does equal death? And do you think that gays and lesbians who choose to remain closeted are accountable for things like premature death to AIDS because of lack of funding for drugs, because their voice isn't being heard, the bashing of a youth in a public school somewhere because they might be gay? Do you think there's a direct correlation between, let's say, the Hollywood closeted power brokers and the 14-year-old Midwesterner that gets thrown off the bridge?
I believe that very deeply. Dr. Martin Luther King said,
hello.
I look forward to the time when my children
Hi,
will be
Michael.
judged
How are
by
you?
not by the color of their skin, but the content of their character.
Yeah,
that translates
I was able
to
to
us
see the video.
in very real ways, that the content of our character is that we publicly pronounce and acclaim that we're lesbian gay.
Well, let me stop you for a second. What do you think of this national reluctance within the leaders of our movement to discuss the accountability of silence and the cost of the closet? There's no mainstream rhetoric from any leader that I know of that's affiliated with any of our organizations that seems to get this point and communicate it.
I agree. I agree that it's absolutely dire. It's the foremost issue for lesbian gay persons is to pronounce that you're gay. However, there's some danger involved. If you telegraph your punch,
and will they
if you gather your family, mother, father,
they're,
sister, brother, cousin, godparent, and so on around, and say, I want to tell you the most horrible thing about me. Oh, I can't tell you how I've been sinning and so on. Of course they're going to hate you. If you gather them and say, I want to tell you all the good news. I saw Nicholas Snow's show, and he was cute, and he was topical, and I enjoyed it, and it was credible. And I wanted to tell you about that. I really related to that because I am his brother. And that punch then softens, and then you have a dialogue. And thus you just do it a bit at a time. And then when you can finally rush out of the closet,
oh my God.
We of gay and lesbian liberation are not urging that we rip off the closet door. We just say that we lubricate the hinges so that you can quietly come out.
That's similar to one of the things you said, and you say what we need to do is not to rip the closet door open in the face of unwilling lesbian and gay persons, but to
I know
lubricate
that
the
is never going to be covered by the
I
warranty,
agree with you. I'm not an advocate of outing.
As well.
I think coming out needs to be a personal choice. However,
a deliberately planned one.
I did try to take
Gay
advantage
Lesbian Liberation 101 tells you how to do that.
financing.
There isn't.
And I think the reason that it didn't let me is
I believe
my credit report is locked, and I don't know what
That's the
credit
issue of coming out.
you guys use to check that out.
Question I've always wondered: Have you ever had the love of your life?
Yes. I don't know what credit bureau they check. I don't know which credit file to unlock. But
I have loved two men.
Actually, I think I'm just going to put this on the credit card anyway.
Not of AIDS, but in connection with AIDS.
Go ahead and
Steve
do that
Berman,
additional work.
Was my companion for many years. He engaged in a 5K run to raise money for AIDS research and ran and did very well, by the way. And when he got to the finish line, he marched on 75 more yards and fell dead of an aneurysm of the brain. Nearly drove me crazy. I loved him so much. For 2 years, 1983 he died, and for 2 years, 1984, 1985, I was in deep personal grief. And I'm companion now with a marvelous man who's just the kindest, most decent, wonderful man. Yes, I've had wonderful love, but as much as I've loved those two men, I think that the love that I have received from the collective lesbian gay community is the light of my life.
All right, speak to the myth that the expression of gay love is reserved for young, muscle-bound gym bods.
Well, I looked forward for years and years of one of the gay magazines having an old person on the cover. And it was a harmless fantasy because there's always a cute stud. Hardly ever a woman, by the way. Hardly ever a woman. It's always a stereotype of 22, 3, 4, and muscular and, interestingly shaped. Recently, the Gay and Lesbian Times of San Diego had an old man on the cover, and the Gay Blade in Orange County had two well-known men, a woman and a man, on the cover. At last, those magazines noticed that there are old people around, and I'm spending a lot of my energy. I'm spending my time as the Human Relations Commissioner, as the creator of the Morris Kight collection, doing a lot of interviews, but I'm also spending a lot of time on older, elder, senior concerns. And there I'm saying that we must pay attention, that there's great value to be gained from honoring our elders, of bringing them into conversation. We're a rich resource, and we want everybody to enjoy us.
I think that, unfortunately, we are a society that does not acknowledge the value of the senior members of our society. And I also think that in the face of the tremendous freedoms that gay men and lesbians have now, largely through your role and the role of many, many people, that there is a loss of understanding about how far we have come. And I'm wondering, who are your heroes?
My number one hero is an African-American woman, Rosa Parks. On the 1st of December 1955, she, having worked in a white person's establishment very hard all day, got aboard a bus in Montgomery, Alabama, and sat at the front of the bus. She's not supposed to do that. African woman's supposed to go to the rear of the bus. And the driver started the bus thinking the sound of the motor would return her sanity, and she just kept sitting there. He moved the bus 2 blocks, thinking the sound of the tires on the gravel and so on would return her sanity, and she still sat there. And he came and said, if you do not go to the rear of the bus, I'm going to have you arrested. And she said, you just do that. Because today I'm not going to the rear of the bus. And when she said that, she provided the torch of freedom for people everywhere of all colors or sexual orientations or whomever. She was the foremost liberation figure in history, Rosa Parks. Still around, by the way, still pumping it out.
And so are you. And we're in the last 2 minutes of this show. So I want to ask you a question, but I want you to give the answer to this camera, to the audience. Let's say hypothetically, this is the last television interview you're ever going to give, and I want you to come up with a 30-second statement to say to people out there.
Oh, I would think that we are. We lesbian folk are. We are around, we're alive, we're real, we're capable of great love, of great passion, of great creativity, and that the magic for us now is to come together as a community. We're a whole series of communities. We need to bring ourselves together to agree that in some areas we are brothers and sisters. And through that passion, much more than we now have, much more that we treat every brother or sister we see as a friend, somebody to be clasped to your bosom, and I love you. It's okay to say that.
Morris, I love you.
Thank you.
You're one of my heroes.
Thank you.
And I am most honored to have had you on the show today.
Thank you.
Morris Kight has been my guest today. He is a wonderful resource. Get to know him, read about him.
Wow. So amazing to be able to revisit that interview. And if you just tuned in during the broadcast, that interview was conducted Saturday, March 1st, 1997, which was 27 years, 10 months, and 4 days ago. I was 35, now I'm 63. If you want to see my entire documentary, it is available to people who subscribe to my YouTube channel at a membership level for only $2.99 a month. The shortcut to that opportunity is tinseltownqueerdoc.com. And please keep your eye out for the forthcoming documentary from Nancy Cohen and Billy Clift, Morris Kight, A Call for Justice. And I invite you to always stay tuned to my show. To pitch story ideas, go to PromoHomo.TV and look for the pitching guest option in the submenu. And until next time, I'm Nicholas Snow.
In a safe place, I got room to breathe. Been a long chase, but at last I'm free. These open woods, I knew I could find peace here. Nothing like the city where I got tired of the running, the catching up. I got hungry for the stunning high mountain tops. So I made some plans, some dreams to catch, to promised lands, to find my path. See the